Hey everybody, welcome back to my Unprocessed life. Today, this afternoon, as I'm leaving work, I am feeling that I have been very processed instead of unprocessed. We went and had Indian food again today for lunch, and I really shouldn't have. That was just a bad choice. Bad choice. So, we're going to talk about bad choices, because that's apparently what I've been making. It's not that the Indian food was incredibly unhealthy. It made me feel tired and useless the rest of the day. I literally ended up trying to fight sleep the rest of the day. Plus, I had a whole lot more calories than I wanted to for losing weight. And since I didn't exercise today, I'm like almost 1,000 calories over where I wanted to be. And I haven't had dinner. I mean, you know, basically all I've had is my green juice this morning, and then my fruit cup, and then I had my Indian food for lunch, which was mostly like rice and stewed vegetables and so forth. But I don't know if it was the digestion. You know, takes so much to digest cooked food. I'm kind of torn on that, because I've read different things. You know, some people say it's easier to digest some cooked food. Some people, especially raw foodists, say it's not as easy to digest. I don't know what the case is. I just know that even though I really, really enjoy eating cooked food, I don't enjoy the effect it has on me as much. And I'm not sure how many more times I'm going to continue to say that and then continue back to the cooked food. I'm not really sure. I guess I just have to make better choices. So for lunch today, I should have gone with my veggie wrap. That's what I should have. That would have been about as far off the quote-unquote reservation as I probably should have gone. But I went and had Indian food, which is not, it's not that it's incredible. I didn't have any meat or cheese that I'm aware of. There may have been some cream in the sauces. That's always possible. But that being said, it doesn't seem to be helping fuel my body to be the best person I can be. And since it puts me to sleep and so forth, I just got to quit doing it. So this lunch is a battle I lost today, for sure. And I'm going to try to go home and win the next one. And then win the next one. And try to make better decisions all the way around. Because I just made a bad one today for me. Again, and just to go back to, this channel is not about preaching one thing or another. This is my journey and my struggle, and I'm going to get it wrong a lot of the time, and I'm going to get it right some of the time, and I'm hoping to find that eventually I get it right where I'm comfortable with it, that I found a happy place to live, that I found somewhere that, you know, my body goes to the weight it needs to be at, and my medicine, the food that I'm feeding myself will heal my body of the diseases that I have. You know, that's the whole idea behind this. This isn't a do as I do, or, you know, do as I say, or this is the gospel. This is my journey that I'm glad you're sharing with me, and I hope that in some small way it helps you on whatever journey you might have. But that's not even the goal of this particular series. This particular web series is just for me to spend some time with you, telling you kind of what my journey's like, documenting my journey and saying, hey, this is where I screwed up, and this is where I'm doing better, and this is where I want to go, or this is where I think I want to go, and I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work that way, I'm going to go a different way, because that's what a journey really is. It's very rare that, you know, journeys go from point A, you know, up to point B, and that's just where they end. That's maybe where you think it's going to happen, but it's just like back in the old days when we used to use maps, you would map out your path going from here to there, and then you would follow that. You would follow the highways and so forth. But guess what? Sometimes there was construction on the roads, and so sometimes you had to take a different path. And it wasn't, today we have GPS and all of that, but back in the day you didn't. You had a map. And you took that map and you plotted out your course, and then when you had those obstacles, it wasn't an instant rerouting, oh, just go this way, then go this way. You had to try to figure out how to get around those obstacles to get to where you wanted to go. And that is, in essence, what a journey is like. And so that's my journey. My unprocessed life is my journey. It's not my way of telling you what to do or anything like that. It's, mostly about raw foods. And it's not even really about raw foods as much as it is about foods that feed my body the best that they possibly can be fed. And so some of that's going to be raw. A high portion of that's going to be raw food. And then some of it's going to be cooked food. Or if not cooked food, at least supplements. But so I think it would be hard pressed to say that anyone could ever be 100% raw and completely healthy. At least, maybe not completely healthy. Maybe that's bad. Maybe it's hard to be 100% raw and get all 100% of the nutrients that you need. If you consider, for instance, that many supplements and things that you might use, like your B12 supplements, may not be 100% raw. For some people it's a religion. Raw food is a religion, or cooked food is a religion, or veganism is a religion. And like most religions, I don't subscribe to all of the tenets. I kind of have my own relationship with food and health, and I've done it wrong. I've done a lot of it wrong, and I'm trying to rectify that. But the fact of the matter is, for me, some of the things, some of the things that are out there that people who seem to be healthy are proponents of, I'm not convinced are things that help you be healthy. And I'm not convinced it's something that's going to help me be healthy. So I'm trying to find out what is the best methodology to get well and to be healthy. And maybe that means I need to up my raw vegetables and raw food more. Maybe it does. Maybe it means that I need to lay off cooked food completely for a while. Maybe it does. I'm not really 100% sure, because even when I listen to the doctors who are plant-based and who are proponents of plant-based or vegan or raw lifestyles, even when I listen to those doctors, they tailor make things for each individual. So it's not necessarily one of those things where there's this box that everybody can be put into. It happens to be one of those things where everybody kind of has to figure out what the best balance is for them. And some people believe that that's completely raw food, and I can see why people think that. And some people believe that it's not, that even though raw foods and vegetables are important, they're not a totality. And honestly, I don't care about the dogma at all. For a while I kind of did, but now I kind of feel like I just want to be healthy again. And I have this addiction to food that I'm trying to beat, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. And I'm trying to figure it out bit by bit. But even after a lot of years of knowledge, it's still a challenge. I'm still heavy. I still, and I know that there are pieces that I haven't done, and I'm not griping about it. I'm just saying that I'm hoping that if you're watching this, that you understand that I'm not preaching a gospel of anything other than a gospel to myself of how do I heal myself. And there are some important pieces to that, and those important pieces revolve around food, and they revolve around exercise, and they revolve around healthy food. And that's really the biggest part, is the healthy food. And so then the argument becomes, what is the healthiest food? And that's where you see the split in the camps. Some people say, vegan food's healthiest. Some people say raw food's healthiest. Some people say that like a paleo diet's healthiest. Based on everything I've seen, the healthiest diets always get rid of meats and dairies and oil. Now, the oil one I could see the argument on that one, but as far as dairy and meat goes, I see no convincing arguments there. So for me, any diet is going to have to get rid of meat and dairy, and that is completely based on health reasons. It is not based on anything else. Now, there are other reasons why you might adopt a plant-based diet and get rid of meat and dairy in your diet. Actually, there's a lot of reasons why, other than health. A ton of them. When you put it together in totality, then it becomes, am I a miserable human being or am I not? And that is a completely different argument. That's a completely different discussion, and that's for a different channel, and that's for other people. For me, it's about how do I heal myself, and how do I get down this journey so that I can live a little bit longer, and so that I can be a little bit happier, and so that I can have a productive, however much longer I have. And the data says that means plant-based, and so I'm happy with that, and I'm good with that. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what is the most efficient way to do this, what is the best way of doing it. And because there's so much conflicting information out there and so many people, I posted the other day on Facebook that the internet is a horrible place, and it is. There's lots and lots of horrible things that happen there, and it's given rise to people who no longer have to fact check anything. They can just put whatever they want to out there, and it confuses people, and it makes it hard, and you have to really be a truth seeker to try to figure out what in the world is real. What is the truth behind this? Because for so many years, I believed, like many people do, that you had to have animal, you had to have meat, that was a necessity. It's not, but I didn't know that, and I laughed at those people that said that. And now you can find arguments on both sides of that on the internet, but the internet is not fact checked by anyone, and so it's hard to find the truth sometimes, and that's what I'm doing. You're hanging out with me while I'm trying to get through all of this to the truth. And there are a lot of really great groups out there and so forth, but those groups, those internet groups, consist of people who also have very staunch beliefs. And there's one Facebook group that I'm a member of that, quite frankly, I'm scared to post in. I'm scared to ask questions because of how they ban people. Like they ban people, and I understand that they ban people because some of the posts are against their rules, but I'm afraid to even ask questions because there's a lot of good information that comes out of that, and a lot of good discussions that come in that Facebook group. There's a lot of questions I want to ask, but I'm afraid to ask them because I'm afraid I might get banned for bringing up a taboo subject. And they're actually a good group of people, but the internet's a horrible place. It can also be a wonderful place, and there can be wonderful things that come out of it, but at the same time, it can be a horrible place because people will get misinformation. They'll get information that's not fact-checked, that's not true, and they will base life decisions on it. And sometimes there's just so much of this information out there, how do you even know what's real and what's not? And even if you do your due diligence to figure it out, sometimes it's if nothing else, it feels impossible. It may be possible, but I've spent a lot of time, and I believe that I'm a highly intelligent individual. I have a track record of being fairly intelligent. And for me, it's even a challenge to find the truth. So I can just imagine what it's like for other people. that don't have as much time, or don't have the ability to do that. So again, I'm not here to do anything other than kind of share my journey with you, and I hope that in some small way you hanging out with me will make your journey easier wherever it may be, however it may take form, and wherever it may go. So I'm off to fight some of my own battles, and the battles on YouTube are not hard. This is easy. The hard part is once I get out of the car and I do other things, and that's where I have my successes, and that's where I have my failures, and I have some of both. Unfortunately, when you're as big as I am and you've abused your body for as long as I have, then what you end up with is you have to do things really right for an extended period of time to get to where you're feeling like you're really doing anything right, to where you see the changes. So I know I'm long-winded today. I know I promised I was going to try to keep them like right around 5 minutes, and man, did I blow it. But maybe Star Graving Raw can edit this down for me a little bit so that it's not as long-winded. Anyway, if you want to see the things I eat, go over to Instagram. You can find me there, myunprocessed.life, where I post pictures of everything I eat in the day, as long as I don't forget. And then, of course, if you want to reach out to me directly, you can do that, myunprocessedlife@gmail.com. I love it if you leave comments down below. If you like my videos that we put out, please click the like button, subscribe, and then you'll know every time there's a new one. So, like twice a day during the weekdays, you'll get a notification. Hey, look, check it out. My Unprocessed Life is rambling on yet again. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for spending your time with me. I appreciate it more than I can say. I know there's so many different things you could be doing right now, so many different entertainment options, and so it's really special that you take a few minutes and spend it with me. Until tomorrow morning, y'all have a wonderful